Welcome to the field, visiting.
And welcome to 8801 Xavier Road, Colerain High School, as an annual rivalry renews as the Colerain Cardinals play host to the St. Xavier Bombers. I am Brandon Wyatt alongside Brian Wyatt here to present Colerain football on Waycross Community Media.
Yeah, the lightning delay is over. It's 8:10 at starting time. It's going to be a late one, but it's going to be a good one, and it always is between these two neighborhood rivals. The number one team in the state, returning state champions, is coming here on the Colerain's field to challenge them. Colerain comes in this game losing their first game to another team down the street, that red team, LaSalle. Now we've got the team from the other side of North Bend, the blue team, the Bombers. Colerain uphill battle tonight. Let's see if they're up for it.
We're going to say the Cardinals come in 0-1. It is the St. Xavier Bombers, the defending state champions, and one a team that many felt wasn't supposed to win a state championship to this year. Won it last year. They're going to try to, in the process of the repeat, the Colerain Cardinals on the other hand, a very young team led by a couple of seniors and a sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, still got Kenny Willis, number one in your program, that one of the top players for Colerain is again not playing tonight. You see a lot of players going both ways. If Brandon said, a young team here for the Colerain. Lots of sophomores. Sophomore starting at quarterback tonight. Has kind of struggled. Found a little bit of momentum in the second half. They struggled preseason, but need to find his Colerain offense. Colerain defense showed up pretty good last week against LaSalle. Everybody thinking that was going to be a blowout. Ended up being a really close game with a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
And we did get... So the Cardinals will receive the opening kickoff here in this evening. Didn't get a outcome of the coin toss, but we do know the Cardinals will be returning the opening.
Yeah, traditionally, if Colerain wins that toss, they're deferring to the second half. So we can only assume that the Bombers won the toss.
It'll be Aaron Foster and Jay Moore back. Or excuse me, is that Jason Young back for the Cardinals?
And that's Mason Romeller will kick off for the Bombers. Yeah, no rain at this time, and had just stopped. They won't delay the game for just rain. The delay was for lightning in the area.
And honestly, of that hour and 17-minute delay, it maybe rained 6-7 minutes of it. It was really, the delay was due in high school rules. They have to wait a half hour after each lightning strike, so that was what gets us here. But both teams are set to go. And now we'll just await the referee's signal for ready to play. Colerain is set. Referees not set. Nah. Referees are set. Now St. X.
I believe, yeah, the kicker's got a very long routine. Here we go. Let's play some football.
And a kick is away, and it will sail to the goal line. Jason Young takes it about the 1-yard line, trying to find some space. And the Bombers do a good job of trapping him on the sidelines. He maybe got to the 20-yard line.
Bombers always good on the special team coverage there. Keeps him inside the 20-yard line. Cardinals with their first possession of the game. Looks like they spotted the ball at the Colerain 18-yard line.
And we'll get a second look at this season at the sophomore quarterback, Zay Jennings. Sophomore really didn't do much in the first half against LaSalle, but kind of settled down there in the second half and mixed it up. The Cardinals coming out in a pistol formation. 2 down, 1 up. One to the left side of the field, 2 to the right. Shared in the backfield. X again in their traditional 3-3-5. Jennings takes the snaps, rolls, quick throw out, and sails high, intended for Isaiah King.
Yeah, quick timing quick timing route to the outside. Looks like my mouth's still on lightning delay. Just a quick hitter to the outside and just maybe a little bit of pent-up energy there. Just kind of overthrows him. No chance of the receiver getting to that.
So it sets up second down. Cardinals staying in shotgun. Man in motion, hands it off, jet sweep to the outside, looking for space, cutback, not there, strung out, and a host of Bombers make the tackle. Xander Wynn with nowhere to run.
Yeah, a host of Bombers there to stop, and Bombers defense showed up last week playing against Lakota West. Real close game to begin. As a matter of fact, Lakota West had them 10-0 at one point. And then this Bomber defense shut them down completely to end up the game being a blowout.
Yeah, a lot of the talk for the St. X team is about the offense, but the offense really is the strength is the offensive line and the quarterback. Not a lot of question marks on the skill positions, but this defense, replacing lots of starters, has been stellar to open the season for the Bombers. Jennings take the shotgun, look, quick, steps up in the pocket, all sorts of trouble, out of one tackle, still on his feet. He's not going to get out of it, and there'll be a no gain officially on the play, but the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
Yeah, a quick 3-and-out's not what you wanted. Wanted to establish a little bit of confidence early, but Bombers shut them down. Going to set up the return, man. Looks like a 31. Luke Vransky gets set up just past midfield.
Anthony Weldon gets the kick, and it is blocked in the air, picked up, and then
Ball
lost.
still loose.
And here's the question.
Did he have possession right there?
Did he have possession? He does not. It'll be St. X ball.
Yes.
So,
go ahead.
So by rule, if St. X would have there at number 29, that was Brennan Barzilwitt. If he would have gained control of that ball and then fumbled it, would have been Colerain Cardinal ball, but the referees are going to deem, and I think correctly, that he never had full control of the ball when he lost it, and therefore will just act as if no one recovered the blocked kick. Bombers take over the 2-yard line.
Yeah, great shot by our friends from Waycross, but it shows that, yeah, he had it for a second, but not long enough to establish possession. But so St. X will take over at the Colerain, and Colerain has to use a timeout on the first play. They do not have enough defenders on the field.
So 10:31 to play here in the first. The Bombers are on knock-in here early, and I was about to mention it before the snap. It was an issue week one. That snap has been very slow for the Cardinals, and Anthony Welding, he really had no shot, especially against a team like St. X, who it seems like they block a kick every other game.
Well, they do, and when you've got as many players on their rosters, you've got specialty players. That's all they do. So they're rested, they're fresh, and they want to make a name for themselves on special teams. And you're right, it seems like every week, whether it's a punt or an extra point or field goal, St. X finds a way to get it. But
If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please contact our athletic department. Thank you.
so Colerain burns a timeout there early. Ball's going to, again, at the 3-yard line. Bombers, they've got a huge offensive line. A lot of return starters from last year.
They got about 3 guys that are for sure going D1 and on that offensive line, especially on that left side. Man in motion. Handoff straight up the middle, and picks and chooses, and 6 points for Charles Kellum, and the Bombers strike first.
Little slow getting up for the pile, but there's no doubt that he gets into the end zone. Nothing fancy, just straight off tackle, power football. They just go straight at the Colerain Cardinals. The linebackers fill, but just the power of that offensive line pushes them into the end zone.
And the patient run there, too, by Kellum is he just kind of waited, trying to find it and rush right into the backside of his offensive lineman. He waited for the hole to develop and just cut back, and he's in for 6.
Anderson for the extra point.
Mason Rollmer kick is up, and kick is good with 10:26 to play in the first quarter. The Bombers lead the Cardinals 7-0.
You know, you couldn't ask for anything worse for the Colerain Cardinals. Couldn't ask for anything better for the Bombers. You got a 3-and-out on offense, a blocked field goal in special teams, and a 1-play drive 10:26 into this first quarter. Colerain
And-
already down 7 to
And it's a
nothing.
broken record we talk about every year on the Cardinals take on X. That's exactly what X wants to play. No matter how good or how bad they are each season, their philosophy is the same. Use their special teams to pin you deep in your own territory and work with short fields and control really both the pace and possession of the ball.
And I think they learned a lot last week with their offense, with this offensive line. We've seen X kind of air it out over the last couple of years. This team's going to be based on power and defense, and this Colerain defense got tired last week because there's a couple guys, 4 or 5 guys going both ways. So Colerain's going to have to score early, keep this game close, because they can't afford to get too far behind because they can just run out a lot of clock with their power running game.
Yeah, I think they learned in the second half against West. Our strength of our team is the offensive line, no matter how many Division I offers our quarterback is. Kick is up, and this one will be fielded by Foster at the 1. He's going to try to find some space. Cuts back, and just got tripped up. He'll be down about the 30-yard line. The Bombers were probably there to pin him around midfield, but he slips up, falls, and he'll be just short of the 30-yard line.
I think that I'd like to see a replay on that. It was almost an accidental contact there. Foster gets a good look up the middle and finds a seam, but I believe he might have tripped over his own player on the field. I don't know.
That's one where
Turf
you try to change the directions, you just kind of lose it.
You're running faster than your feet can keep up.
Yep. So Cardinals back under traditional formation underneath. Handoff, Flowers, and he is met in the backfield. All sorts of penetration up front for the Bombers.
Yeah, Colerain had a little bit timing issues early in the game last week. Got a brand new sophomore quarterback. He had a little bit of a early motion there, but it just seemed the timing was off the beginning and no blocking up front. So a loss of 1.
Tying the receiver to the left, 3 backs. Jennings keeps it himself, tucks it up, and no space.
Yeah, Bombers are saying the ball is loose. There's a pile here. Referees are taking a look.
And signals up, but it'll be 3rd down and 10. Jennings hits about a yard and a half on the play.
I've always said if you point the other direction and you're wrong, there should be a penalty for that. Drives me crazy. If you got it, you got it. If you don't got it, don't try it. Well, I'll take that back. I believe when you played, you could kind of talk the referee into a fumble sometimes.
That's a terrible thought. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Cardinals. And might have been a fumble.
Yeah, the ball did come loose. Somehow Colerain ended up with it with a 1-yard gain, 3rd down and 10.
So Cardinals back to the shotgun. Jennings takes the snap, looks downfield, sets up screen over top. He's got his receiver, MJ Flowers, picks up the 1st down.
It depends on the spot. They look like they're marking he's on it.
See how the referee's arm is motioning from a right angle to perpendicular, right angle, perpendicular.
Yeah,
he's waving to the crowd. Then he's an airplane. That's the signal for a 1st down.
He marked that real quick, but the flag crew had dropped the flags to get out of the way, so I knew it was close. He didn't get it by much, but he did get it. A 1st down to Colerain Cardinals.
Cardinals will stay in the shotgun. Snap back, quick bubble screen to the flat. Trying to find some space, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Xavier Wynn tried to take that bubble screen to the short side and didn't find any space.
Yeah, one of the strengths of the Bombers, we said earlier, is their offensive line. Colerain this year with kind of a small offensive line. 2 guys under 210 pounds on that. So I don't think the power football that we've seen from Colerain in the past, it's got to be quick hitters, misdirections, and as we've seen a couple times, some quick out passes to try to get your athletes in space.
Little adjustment up front, still shotgun. Zay Jennings takes the snap and...
Yeah. The Bombers were showing blitz. I don't know if he got one of the Colerain Cardinal offensive linemen to flinch or no, that's just a timeout?
Timeout for the referees. Not really sure for what.
Well, I've seen the head official talk to a couple of players to tuck their jerseys in. We could have a uniform guy.
Those are unfortunate. Cardinals to the line of scrimmage.
We got a quarterback change?
We do have a quarterback change. Bryce Drake in now at quarterback. Takes a step back, and his first possession is a fumble.
Not sure why the quarterback had to come out of that. Don't know if he took his helmet off or what. But we watch here in the mesh, a cold backup quarterback comes in and can't handle the mesh there, fumbles it. That ball's kicked around, but then it's finally picked up by the Sam Burkle.
The Bombers with another short field to work. Yeah, not sure if that would referee's timeout was for some equipment issue or why. That's why Zay Jennings had to come out, but that brought
it wasn't an injury. He came to the sidelines and
Bryce Drake
just stood there.
Fumbles on his first play, and the Bombers take over. Stat back handoff, stretch play to the right. Cardinals try to stretch it out, and the ball's loose, and the Cardinals get it right back.
Well, there you go, Cardinal fans. It's
Aaron Foster with a recovery for the Cardinals.
Just a simple stretch play to the outside. We watch here in the replay. Good job by the defensive end for the Colerain Cardinals. He didn't make the contact, but did get a push on the tight end. A little bit of contact. As I said, we've had some rain here, not a lot. It is a turf field, but you get that kind of dewy after rain effect.
Yeah, and I got to assume it was some sort of equipment issue or Bryce Drake's one play resulted in Zay Jennings going back in for the Cardinals. And in motion. Jet sweep, they're looking to pass, throws it up. Xander Wynn throwing it up and incomplete.
Wow, it turned into a jump ball. Is the referee going to call an offensive pass
he's
interference?
Going to call not pass interference. He's going to call holding on the Bombers.
Wouldn't let him come back to the ball. That ball was underthrown. They had to come back. Referees are going to talk about it.
And after a turnover, that's not a bad go with that trick play right after a turnover. Big momentum, try to keep it carrying. This one was kind of blown up, but Xander Wynn just gets it off and let it be a jump ball.
Well,
and I don't think there's a lot of argument because I think even though he was trying to position it, he had his hand on his back. And even if he's not holding him that much, that kind of just that tug of that little jersey is all the referee is going to see, even though the contact, that holding probably had no effect on the outcome.
Well, and there's nobody in that play other than those two players, so if you're going to do something, you're going to get caught. So Colerain cross midfield into the Bombers' 49-yard line.
Jennings takes the snap and is on immediately quarterback draw, and he is closed on a good tackle up front by Max Bonner.
Ball carrier for Colerain, Jennings.
Year after year, these Bombers find, what do they call the position, the adjuster, their linebackers.
I think
they lose their star from last year, but they seem to lose their star linebacker. They always have somebody.
Well, when a school that big and you wait till your senior year to start, then yeah, you're gonna come out of nowhere. But Max Bonner is really one of the defensive stalwarts for the Cardinals or for the Bombers. He has to come out with his shoe came off. He'll take out a play. Jennings takes the snap for the Cardinals. He looks to throw, cuts it up, still on his feet. He'll get just back across the line of scrimmage to midfield. Minimal gain on the quarterback scramble.
How about that? Sophomore Ted Hammond. That's a huge sophomore there on that defensive line. Stayed home, and it looked like a straight quarterback draw. He looked to pass, but I don't think he really wanted to pass. I think it was a fake the entire time.
Well, I think that was one we got a quick read. It's not there, and then tuck it and go. So 3rd and 11 for the Cardinals at midfield. Timeout. Nope, we're going to get a...
No, Colerain trying to make some adjustments there and had 3 different guys wanted to go in motion. Somebody not on the right page.
It's early in the year.
Early in the year, new offensive coordinator, sophomore quarterback, and probably knowing that they're against this defense, maybe put a few wrinkles in that they don't run every time.
Wrinkles, this is an entire offense we have rarely seen in Cardinals unless it's a pass-only situation. I mean, except for 2 or 3 plays, the Cardinals have been in the shotgun and not running their traditional triple option. Jennings takes it, looks back, looks for the screen, and Zay Jennings is getting a sack for about a 10-yard loss, but it was probably the right decision. He had set up screen, and the Bombers were all over it.
Yeah, they were successful earlier in the screen, and that's not traditionally one of Colerain's plays. So we see again, defensive line stays home, follows the running back, nowhere to throw it. So he's got
good play by Sam Burkle up front, the DN, as Welding just gets it off. No fair catch, and Aaron Foster with an immediate tackle.
You know what? You've got to have a different mentality to want to return it, and that just showed it right there. There is no reason he shouldn't fair catch it other than he wanted to run the ball. And that's why he's back there. He protects the ball, and if there's no halo rule, you can't hit him before he catches it, but a great job.
Ian Deering there, the Bomber, taking the brave hit. I don't know if there's a fine line between brave and unwise.
As I said, you have to be a certain mentality to want to do that.
So the Bombers back to it. And again, stay in this big formation, 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Another stretch play, but this time play action. He's got his man wide open over top and connecting deep downfield. Still on his feet inside the 10. Still on his feet, pushing forward, and he's down to the 1-yard line.
Well, that's at a point where he's trying to strip the ball. You got to make the tackle before you get the ball. But they go play action after looking at his power, and it's just one-on-one out there.
Well, it's 1-on-2 for the Bombers. He had his choice of the tight end over the middle or the Terrell McFarland over top. He goes up top, and quickly the Bombers to the line, and Cardinals with a tackle on the backfield on the stretch play.
Is that, yeah, that's a man we haven't called his name yet because not too many plays ago, but Lavert Jarman.
Cardinal had 18 tackles last week against LaSalle. But Brogan got for St. X, the quarterback, several Division I offers. He had his choice. He could go to the tight end floating over the middle or chuck it deep over top to his receiver. He went deep. The connection's made, and it's now 2nd and goal for the Bombers. Snap is back. Hold, ball is loose on the floor, still on the deck. Ball will roll out of bounds, but the Bombers lose another 5 yards.
Yeah, nobody ever ended up with the ball. They just kept kicking it. But with nobody covering it, the last possession was the Bombers. So after the kick, that ball goes almost 10.5, almost 11-yard line.
Officially the 10-yard line. I really can't think you could blame the rain for these miscues for either team because it rained just enough to kind of not make the field wet, but just kind of make it soft on this artificial surface.
Well, and these football, too, if they're new in the season, haven't been scuffed up a lot. They can have a film on them that gets wet. It makes
5 wide. X back. He's got his man on the slants. And that is a play to touchdown to Terry McCullum. Cardinals, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a play the Cardinals shouldn't feel bad for giving a touchdown. That was a play they used with the trips there, with the guy rolling under the slant underneath the trips formation. They ran that play last year for 4 consecutive touchdowns in the state championship game last year. It's just one of those plays. That's their money play. They're going to go to it, and it works again for the Bombers.
Yeah, without thinking, they know where each one's at, and it's just
you
bang,
could
bang.
Scout. I mean, Pickerton Central knew exactly last year who was getting the ball underneath, and he still scored 4 touchdowns on that play underneath. It's a well-designed play, and if they execute it correctly, it's near impossible to defend. Bombers and another touchdown. Snap was high, kick is up, and good with 4:26 to play. In the first quarter, it's the Bombers 14, the Cardinals 0.
Yeah, it's the simple mistakes right now Colerain can't afford to make. A couple penalties, a couple missed blocks, and some negative plays. They've moved the ball the last couple times. They got across into Bomber territory only to be turned back.
They can do the same for you. UC Health's world-class physicians diagnose and treat all of orthopedic, spine, and
What will be interesting here, though, if they stay with this shotgun kind of package they've been running, do they not trust the sophomore to run that kind of, again, X runs that 3-3-5 stack, and it's very difficult on a quarterback to read that out of the option. It's very difficult up front to read.
It's a young, light, inexperienced offensive line, too. You know, do your coaches think, okay, man-to-man, we don't match up?
So it'll be interesting to see here what new offensive coordinator Brad Rabe does offensively for the Cardinals, as they are now down 2 scores, 14-0 early. It does appear that a drizzle has resumed out on the field.
Yeah, Rohmeiler is going to kick off again. Both of his kicks have had good height, but been returnable, but both of them inside the 5.
Kick is up. It'll be taken by Jason Young about the 2-yard line. He'll try to find some space, cuts back just enough to get across the 20. And the Bombers, with a good special teams coverage, and the Cardinals started their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, that ball, all 3 have dropped within the 5-yard line. You don't know if you let it and let it bounce into the end zone, you automatically get to 20, but this time he decides to take it himself, gets outside the 20. So,
and if you trust your kick coverage, that's about as perfect a kickoff as you can get.
Yeah, you don't always need to put it into the end zone or through the end zone. If you've got good height, then allow your coverage team to get down there.
So Jennings back to shotgun for the Cardinals. Takes the snap, takes it on the zone read up the middle, finds a little bit of space, but he's going to get a minimal gain, 2 yards on the play.
On the tackle for X number 7,
Another look there.
also number 45, Riley.
So 2nd and 8 for the Cardinals.
2nd and 8.
Snap to Jennings. He's going to keep it this side, come to the short side of the field, try to find some space. He does, but there's all sorts of flags, and you got to think this one's coming back.
Yeah, I think a little bit of room he got on the outside. They might have got the tight end on just a little bit of a jersey hold right there. Yeah, and that's the call. It's going to be a holding for Colerain. So we see here to the outside, he keeps him himself, and yep, didn't miss that call, Mr. Referee.
That's one where the tackle there is very undersized for the Cardinals. Has to just, you know what, he doesn't get called for holding, and if he stays engaged and keeps driving forward with the defender. But a good job by number 11, Marquis Cummings, there on the edge.
So 2nd down and 20.
Sander went in motion, quick slant, other side, and it's dropped. Sent the man in motion, went backside slant, intended for Mel Crossity, but the sophomore can't handle the pass.
That's good timing. The pass was on the, but it's a lot of traffic. Brave man, it has to cross the middle against a defense like this.
Well, not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 20 here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, so far, you know, they've tried the screen. They've kind of halfback pass. Let's see what the Cardinals got here.
Jennings rolls to his left. He's going to find himself in all sorts of trouble. Still on his feet. He's got to get out of the end zone. He does. Stays on his feet. But he'll finally be brought down for a sack.
Yeah, they roll him out against his arm trying to find something. But a good penetration by the linebackers forced him up the middle. So he's rolling here to the left to find something, and there's just no place to go. He does a great job just making something out of nothing and almost getting it stopped for a safety.
It's a really good defensive call by St. X. They called a blitz right into where the quarterback was rolling, kind of get underneath that design there as well. Then fumbles the snap, falls on it, touchdown, St. X.
Yeah, right before the snap, I saw the punter moving around. He was just rushing himself to get this off, and the first thing that you got to do before you kick it is catch it. Never got his hands on the ball.
So Anthony Welding just drops it. I mean, the pressure was coming, but he never had even the ball to secured. So he gets it.
If we get another replay, he was kind of dancing around before he got there. He was thinking about the kick before making the kick, and that's a youthful team. You got to trust your blockers. You got to trust your talents.
So another extra point. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is good, and with 2:47 to play, another special teams play by St. X extends it to 21-0.
Well, you're generous saying that's a special teams play for X. That was more of a special teams blunder for the Colerain Cardinals.
He doesn't force that kind of action to fumble if they haven't already blocked one, you know.
Well, that early block gets in your head too, so.
Also the over 27 area high schools, middle schools, colleges, and professional teams. From football players to soccer moms and from weekend warriors to working professionals, injuries do happen. When they do, let our friends at Novacare's team of professionals get you back in the action. So
a true test of heart right now for the Colerain Cardinals. Not too often in the first quarter, you're down 3 scores.
Kicking off for X, number 21, Mason Roadmiller.
So Mason Rollmiller will again kick off for the Bombers.
The kick return for the Cardinals, number 3, Aaron Foster.
I think I'm going to call this kick before he kicks it.
Jason Young.
It's going to drop about the 3-yard line.
To Foster, because he's got two to Young, 1 to Foster. Let's see here. Kick is away. And Jason Young takes it about the 2-3 yard line, trying to find some space on the right edge. Cuts back, finds some space across the 30, and he'll get to about the 33.
The ball return for Colerain.
I tell you, gutsy run right there. He shows a little bit of power. Finds a hole, puts his head down, and runs over the defender. So he beats that first line of defense, but there's good stand at home by one of the deep defenders for the Bombers, trying to get a number on that one. It was Manny Telling.
Cardinals now back under center. They'll go I formation, twins to the right. Or twins to the left, excuse me. Handoff, upset middle. MJ Flowers still on his feet, nearly broke loose. He'll fight forward and it'll be just short of the line to gain. Nope, they're gonna.
He's just, yeah. Brandon, when the referee doesn't
the
make
referee
the
far sidelines was waving.
I know. Just correcting you like you correct me, but in a
It was a mistake by the sideline judge there. He was waving the first down markers, and he didn't.
I tell you
have
what, he was a shirt tail away from going a lot farther.
There. Quickly back, counterplay up the middle. Mary Shannon rolls off, and he's got enough for Cardinal first down.
Ball carrier for the Cardinals, Shannon.
Yeah, Colerain said, the heck with this passing game and this shotgun. We're going to go back to our traditional offense. Do what we do. 2 plays, 11 yards, and a first down. Ball spotted at the Colerain 47.
Cardinals will spread it out. Just the fullback in the backfield. Ball slips through, and just as the Cardinals had something going, an errant snap slides, never got off the ground and just rolls for about a 15-yard loss.
Yeah, it's just a little slick football, and the quarterback never had a chance. But 2 step forward, one step back. It's kind of been early in the season, but you can't afford this Colerain team can't afford mistakes.
You can't afford to have a 2nd and 23, let alone a 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15. So it'll be 2nd and 23 for the Cardinals. Quick step back throw, and that's a fumble.
That's a lateral.
Xander Wynn will watch it roll out of bounds, and it'll be another loss, this time about 3 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, just a quick lateral. The outside. That ball went backwards, so the incompletion was a live ball.
Well, it's not an incompletion, errant pass.
Yeah.
So if 2nd and 23 was long to go, 3rd and 26 is even further to go.
Yeah, they need to give him a little time, but every time that they've tried to go deep, this St. X has brought a blitz and forced.
Yeah, you can't go deep if you don't have time to go deep. Cardinals back in the shotgun. And Delay a game on the Cardinals.
Another 5-yard. This time a mental mistake for the Colerain Cardinals. Ball's going to be taken all the way back to their 26. They need to get all the way to the 43-yard line of the Bombers.
The Bombers, not their own. So 3rd and 31 now for the Cardinals. Jennings takes it, steps back, throws to the flat. He's got Xander Wynn, and he just drops it.
Yeah, he was running out of space there, but it would have gotten positive yardage. It was over the shoulder, but right through the hands. So here comes the adventures of the putting team, and it looks like we've got a change at punter for the Colerain Cardinals. Alex Young.
Back there and receive the kick. Takes it and gets it off hanging in the air and fumbled around and again, Ian Deering, fine line between bravery and wise. I thought he was just going to run into the Cardinal defenders who were waiting for him to catch it coming up. Nearly fumbles it but recovers it.
I thought the Colerain Cardinals was going to catch it and he was going to tackle them. But I tell you what, it takes a special person, and Luke France, I tell you what, he's pretty special right there.
I don't know. I don't know if that's Ian Deering or Luke Vereski. You got 2 431s.
Yeah. Okay. Duplicate numbers here for the Bombers. So yeah, that could be. It's one of the two.
Bombers back into center. Man in motion lines up in the fullback.
And they're going to have a delay of game.
Penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, there are no play clocks here at Colerain High School tonight. Nope, they're waving it off. I believe they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, X.
Out before the flag was thrown.
Varsity football games that are going on in and around the tri-state area. In the third quarter, Pickering Team Central 14, Elder 3. In the first quarter,
so with 40 seconds to play here in the first, it's the Bombers 21, the Cardinals 0.
Harrison nothing.
Yeah, 40 seconds left to the corner. Is this the deepest start the Bombers have had on offense?
No,
they had the one about the 35. Yeah, you're right. Where the punt returner was nailed about just outside of 35. Yeah. So the ball spotted at their own 48.
Little counter play up the middle, finding some space across midfield to the 45.
Nothing fancy. Straight dive right at the Colerain defense. Charles Kellum just goes straight at him.
Right to the line of scrimmage. Right into a quick screen, finding some space. Stay on his feet. And
complete pass to X's number 8.
Terrell McFarland with his third catch. This one for a first down.
We've seen this from, since they've gotten the new offensive coordinator at the Bombers over the last couple of years, they almost have a second play for situations called, so they go, they don't huddle, they go bang bang with plays black to black, especially when it's like a second and short.
Especially like that where you go from a heavy formation right to a spread them out. Take advantage of those big bodies on the field to block on the edge. It's a handoff up the middle. This time it is Luke Varansky with the carry.
Tackled by Cardinals number 11, Jaden Folsom.
And that will do it for the first quarter of play. Not the best first quarter, it's safe to say, for the Colerain Cardinals. It's the St. Xavier Bombers leading the Cardinals after one quarter to play, 21-0.
And this game is brought to you a joint broadcast from wearecolerain.com and Waycross Community Media. Thanks for all of our volunteers. Yeah, it's strictly a volunteer-run crew. Thanks to Tony Suarez and his crew. These guys are outside in the rain manning these cameras. So if you want to be a volunteer or be part of a future broadcast, we'll have it up on the screen in a little bit, but you can just contact waycrossmedia.com/volunteer. There we go, 513-825-2429 or www.Waycross TV Volunteers. You want to learn how to run a program, learn how to work in a truck, or even get behind the mic. Thank you to our volunteers here tonight. Hopefully this rain stays away a little bit longer. You guys stay dry.
So staying with this heavy formation, the Bombers start the second quarter deep in Cardinal territory, and they'll shift out of it to go split it out 5 wide. This is what they want to do. They just want to create mismatches. Step back, looks to throw, got his man deep, and McFarland has it inside the Cardinal 10.
Pass from McCann.
Yeah, big hit, but he hangs on to it. Getting up a little slow, but comes across the middle, brave, but takes a shot to the back. Hopefully he's okay and maybe just has the wind knocked in, but he does make the catch. It's that same sit and find of a little bit of a space.
Brogan Mackay with a good arm, several Division I offers, shows it off there on the post, but Terrell McFarland takes the heavy hit to the back there, and he's really been the only one to have a big play for the Bombers.
Tackle there made by Corey Myrick, another one of our sophomores. 6'2", safety of the sophomore. Their defense is trying to find their place too. Yeah, you take a shot to the back.
McFarland does stand up, walks off of his own accord. So it'll be first down for the Bombers and goal to go from the Cardinals 7-yard line.
We've seen a little bit of everything right here. They've gone just power football. They've gone play action pass, but anything that they've done here, short yardage, has been successful.
Xavier, first and goal.
So Brogan Mackay, heavy set but out of the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers up top. He's going to take it, keep it. He's going to go out to the wide side, and he can't find space, and there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, flag in the back of the play. Looks in the area of holding, and that's going to be the call. Colerain does a good job of just stretching this out.
On the tackle
I'm going to say, if that was the holding they called there.
On the wide receiver?
No, on the inside on Flowers, who made the tackle. That was a very weak holding call, but the Cardinals will take it.
No, there was one of the wide receivers got a hold of the defensive back on the outside. It's kind of obvious.
MJ Flowers got held, but for the briefest of seconds.
Just outside of him was the hold.
So it'll be first and goal from the 16 for the Bombers. Cardinals trying to stop the bleeding. Back to that 5-wide bunch formation. And into the flats. Kellum will pick up about 5 yards inside to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, outside receivers here just kind of run a clear out there. Inside receiver, which is your running back, just runs a simple little out. Sneaks out of the backfield. Not really a pick play, but does clear out space. Good tackle. Forced out of bounds, but picks up positive yardage. Inside the 10 at the 9. Almost 8-yard line.
Guy. Changing the play now. He's going to bring his receiver in from the right.
In the past, they've liked to throw the tight end down here.
Snap is back. He looks left. Looking at the running back, not there. Mackay looking, scrambles, and finds Luke Varansky for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Xavier.
I tell you, he showed a lot of mobility right there. Colerain got a little bit of chase behind him, forced him outside of the pocket, but nice throw on the run. He just throws a dime. So we see good pressure up the middle. He scrambles outside, and you throw it a dart that close, it's tough to defend.
Well, not only that, he threw it on the run to a moving target. And most other quarterbacks aren't making that under duress. At least in a way that gets there quick enough that the defender can't recover and not go away.
Yeah, when you got a student body like St. X has, what they've got multiple quarterbacks at the college level right now, Big Ten, Division I level. Looks like they might have find another one here.
Snap is back. Cold is up. Oh, no, they found him last year. They led him to a state championship. Extra point is good. St. Xavier now leads with 11:07 to play in the first half. 28-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the winning number for the Split the Pot for tonight here at Colerain High School. So if you want to pull out your tickets, I've got the number.
So I don't know if it's ever happened here at Colerain. St. X scores again, and we go running clock against Colerain. Now, would they do that in the first half, or is that second half?
Rule doesn't apply to the second half.
Rule doesn't apply to the second half.
If that's your number, the winner of $105, and please come up to the press box to receive your prize. Thank you. Also, we'd like to invite you over to our concession stand. All the proceeds will benefit the
We're watching a replay of that play. Colerain, that's German. And if you get away from German, you got some wheels right there. A couple Colerain defenders in the area.
Colerain defenders right there. Just not a lot of quarterbacks on the run at high school level are going to put it on target, on a man in motion, rolling, and it's out.
Yeah, the two defenders were not more than a yard and a half behind him, and that was just an absolute throwing the ball through a window.
Well, over a window, I think, in this case, but
well, through the window,
no,
into the pocket.
Yeah.
2 nickels or a dime.
It's a good throw.
It's a good throw.
Agreed.
Describe it as you will. It was a touchdown.
Foster, number 24, Young.
Mason Romero getting a workout as a kicker today. Kicks off. This ball is going to be at the 10-yard line, returned.
Aaron Foster finds some space. Still on his feet, fighting.
It's a slow whistle.
Oh, yeah, that's a 35.
You got to give him a chance to run, but yeah, they're a little bit late there. But
return for the Cardinals, brought down by host.
Tell you, if there's been a bright spot, the return guys from the Colerain Cardinals have shown a little life. No one's brought a little anyone taking it back to the house yet, but Foster's had some big ones and has shown a lot of explosiveness and speed. But
well, they did take one back last week, so it's been a bright spot so far in the season. Cardinals had success earlier in their last drive, but then a Aaron snap really got them off the rails. Zay Jennings takes its speed option outside. Flowers met in the backfield.
9 the ball carrier for Colerain.
Yeah, defending the option is assignment football, and St. X was there for other assignments. The quarterback is forced to pitch it out late. The pitch man is covered by the safety coming up. Really nowhere to go, and a great tackle by Alex Kemper.
Loss of 5, and it's 2nd and 15 for the Cardinals.
Go back to the wing formation.
Jennings sends the man in motion. Flips it out to Satterwhite, who's going to try to beat everyone to the edge. He's getting it around there. He'll get the first down yardage, or excuse me, the lost yardage back, but it'll still be
number 33, Satterwhite.
Significant yardage to gain to make it about 3rd and 7, but a little bit more manageable for the Bombers.
Yeah, there's Satterwhite, another one of the sophomores.
All spotted on the 37.
This is probably one of the youngest Colerain teams I've seen in a long time. A lot of sophomores playing key roles. Bodes well for the future if we can keep them all together and keep them all around.
Jennings looking. He's got some time, just doesn't make it a decision, and he is brought down.
Yeah, I think on the sack, though, we might get a face mask.
So it won't be
it's a personal foul face mask.
Now, in high school rules, though, that is not an automatic first down. So the Cardinals will lose about 15 on the sack, gain about 15 on the penalty, and we'll just replay 3rd and 7. Nope, they might lose yards with the penalty. Yep, they'll lose some yardage. They'll lose about
a yard and a half.
4 yards.
Oh, 4, yeah, that's right, because they got
maybe 5. 3rd and long for the Cardinals. Jennings takes it, looks, fires. He's got his man. Isaiah King with it, and still fighting, rolling. That might have been a first down from the original spot. But from there, it's going to be about 3 yards short. 4 yards. Maybe he didn't get as much as I thought.
Brought down
About
by
5 yards
Bombers,
short and
number
bring up
3,
fourth
Pepper.
down for the Cardinals.
So we've got our, again, in to kick this time is Alex Young.
He
Fumbles
bobbles
the
the snap. He gets it away somehow, but it's going to be a minimal gain
Ball punted by Colerain.
and not a great kick again.
Number 90, Jung.
But does a great job just to get it any kickoff.
St. Xavier's ball to be first and 10.
Again,
on
barely
47.
across the 50. St. Xavier with great field position again, starting at their own 47. As we watch the snap here, it's a little bit low. Young just doesn't catch it, but quickly does get it off. No roughing the kicker on that touch there because there was a fumbled snap. So
Bombers take back over. They got Trips man in motion. Varansky takes this jet sweep, and he'll pick up about 3-4 yards on the
Ball
play.
carrier for X, number 31.
I tell you,
Brzezinski.
not large of stature. We saw him turning some kicks, but he shows some explosiveness right there on the jet sweep, hiding behind that big offensive line I've got there. A good gain on first down, giving 4.
Second down and 6 on the 49.
Mackay hands it off up the middle, and he is stopped for a minimal gain. It'll be third down for the Bombers and long 4.
One of the Colerain
Ball
Cardinals
carrier
has
for
a
X.
helmet come off, so he needs a
Number 20,
substitution.
Third down and 4.
Third
On the
down and 4
47.
for the Cardinals, or for the Bombers. Mackay looks to the sidelines for an audible.
Yeah, they've done a good job mixing up the run and pass.
Nope. Shift to a 5-wide formation again. Mackay looks quickly over the top, has a receiver. Great play over the top, and the Bombers are again at the goal line.
Nice receiver for
One
X.
thing about this 50 slant that the Colerain
13
Cardinals run,
player.
it puts your corners on an island. You can give up a big play if you miss it. And you got one-on-one and just
You have a sophomore safety against a
sophomore safety looking about to be about 5'9"
First and 10
against a
Bombers.
6'4"
Max
receiver.
Clare is, I believe, heading to Michigan State. I think he's got a Division I
Again,
commitment somewhere.
as many good quarterbacks as St. X has, they always have a very good tight end. So inside the 10s, first and goal, ball at the 6.
Mackay going to hand off, stretch play to the left, and Kellum walks in for the Bombers.
Touchdown, St. X. The ball carrier, Charles Kellum.
And it's all about, you've got
On for the
over
extra
2.5
point,
quarters
29.
left to
Bears
play.
X.
Colerain Cardinals on their own field.
Mason Romero.
Now it's gut check time, playing for a lot of pride. This is why you find the heart.
So St. X, Rome Miller.
Yeah, one of the most active players on the field. He's had 5 kickoffs. Now he's got 5 extra points.
Snap is back, kick, hold is down, kick is up.
Extra
Kick is
point
good, and
good
with
for the Bombers.
7:17 to play in the first half, it's the
Score
Cardinals
now,
35.
St. X 35, Colerain nothing.
Colerain nothing.
7 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Well, for all the latest information, photos, and videos on all Colerain athletics, be sure to visit our website at www.wearecolerain.com. Also, please consider joining the boosters and helping all of the student organizations here at Colerain High School. Registration
Great shot
is
here
very easy. Again, just visit
from our
our
referees.
website, wearecolerain.com, for more information.
Referees
And
in
thank
their
you for your support.
natural.
So Romero will set to kick off again for the
Kicking off for
Bombers.
St. X, the number 21, Romero. Back for the Cardinals, number 3, Foster. And number 24, Young.
So Colerain looking to maybe make something happen. The return game has shown a flash.
It was what sparked them last week when the offense was struggling. They had a kick return, and then the offense really turned around against LaSalle last week. Ron Miller's kick will be fielded by Jason Young, just about the 6-7 yard line. He's going to try to find space to the right. This one is coming back because of 2, 3, 4 penalty flags. And we're going to get at least one block in the back of the Cardinals, maybe more.
Number 41.
Yeah, one of the outside blockers right there pretty much got into a wrestling match. So a decent return is going to be negated by the penalty.
Holding on the return team.
So Cardinals, it looks like, will start where? So the 10 or 15 yard of variety penalty will depend here. Will be marked, well, will be half the distance to the goal.
Down to the 13.
Cardinals start at their own 13. 7-9 to play, try to get something going here. Motion handoff, counter up the middle. Amir Shannon takes it. We get about 2 yards, but he can't break through. That'll set up
ball carrier for Colerain, Shannon.
A second down.
Brought down by Bombers.
Shannon saw some daylight, but it closed quickly on him.
Yeah, that counter works if you've got a little over pursuit by the defensive line, and they do a little bit, but their linebackers close that so quickly. It's a split second between a broken play and a closed hole.
Jennings hands it off to Flowers. He's got some space. He's going to get to about the 20, maybe just short of the 20-yard line. Set up third down and short for the Cardinals.
Ball carrier for Colerain, number 9, Flowers. Bombers 97, Hammond on the tackle. Third down and 4. Ball on the 19.
So a makeable third down. Third down and 4 here for the Colerain Cardinals. Sophomore Zay Jennings.
And what's the penalty, or is it a timeout? What's going on?
He's sending the quarterback. There was a referee's timeout, and he's sending the quarterback off to the field again.
No, that's MJ Flowers coming off.
We're not getting an explanation. I don't know if it was a uniform thing again.
Sometimes you wonder, especially in a time like this, when the game is clearly 35 to 0.
Doesn't matter if his shirt's tucked in.
Doesn't matter if his shirt is tucked in.
But, I mean, it's a teaching moment for your athletes, too. Your shirt, if it's part of the rules, your shirt should be tucked in.
A good referee knows the time and the place. Levert Jarman comes in to replace him at fullback. Here's Shannon in motion. Fake. Play action. Jennings doesn't have it. Runs through it. Still on his feet. And he's going to be right at the line to gain. We'll see where
he's going to get it. First down.
Give it to him.
Taken down by number 5.
I tell you what, he makes a great play right there, but I think if he gives that to Jarman hits that.
No, it's a play action. That's why Jarman's there. He got through because of the play action pass. That wasn't a design run.
For your Cardinals.
But it kind of is. It's his third option. He's looking over the top, the fullback that he faked it to, or he keeps it and tucks it, and he keeps it and tucks it, picks up the first down. Cardinals trying to put some points on the board here before the half. Here's Shannon in motion. Step back, another counter this time. Up front, and picks up about 6 yards on the play again. That is the sophomore.
Number 33, Satterwhite.
Mikhail Satterwhite.
Bombers brought down by Nolan and also Bonner. Second down and 5 on the 30.
Second and 5. Second and 4 maybe for the Cardinals.
4.5, let's call it.
Shannon in motion, takes it. Trying to find some space, and we got a flag on the backside.
Shannon, the ball carrier for Colerain. Penalty marker on the
Call
play.
it shot block on the Cardinals.
Tackled by Ballmer's.
Can you cannot call a chop block if there's nobody on the ground.
Can on the backside. On those pitch plays, the Cardinals are the backside. You just cut in and getting outfield. So spot foul will go from first in about 3 or no, it'll be first and a lot.
Second down and 20.
Or did they decline the penalty? It shouldn't be second down. It should be a repeat of first down. Play action. Jennings steps back, throws it in the air, and too far ahead for Isaiah King.
Yeah, he was kind of worried more about contact with the ball. He stopped his run a little bit, slowed his momentum down. He had one-on-one coverage with what he wanted, make a play. But almost seemed to be more interested in the contact.
Did Shannon just lose that many yards on the carry? Did they decline the penalty?
I missed it. And they must have, because it was a loss of down.
Unless I missed it and that was second down. No, that was second down because it was like 2nd and 5. Yeah. Which would explain why it's 2nd and 20 because 15 yards. Yeah, I just missed it. Man in motion. Jennings looking, play action up over top, looking for Mel Crosity, and it's intercepted.
I don't believe he held on to it. Wait, no, now they're giving it to him. But you know what?
He caught it.
It looked like it popped it out when he hit the ground. But you know what? That's as good as a punt.
That's as good as a
punt.
That's
our
really
best
for the
punt of the day.
Honestly, it's not a bad situation, and the Cardinals are.
But we'll watch the replays we watch here. Goes to the ground. He doesn't really have it. Balls hits his legs. And pops out. We don't know. It's hard to tell.
He made the catch because the referee said he did, and not to be confused, that is Ryan Nolan, not Nolan Ryan with the interception of the Bombers. The Cardinals really wanted pass interference, but I just think Nolan was holding his ground. He wasn't knocking the man down. He's just positioning himself to make the play.
When you got a one-on-one and the ball's not really thrown to him, it's in a jump ball. Both people have a right and a path to the ball.
So Brogan Mackay takes the snap. Hands it up. Kellum takes it, and Temujin
ball carry for X
with the tackle.
Number 40, Napier.
Cachet with the tackle, along with Jaden Folsom.
Cachet and Folsom on the tackle for Colerain.
So Colerain stops him with just a 2-yard gain on first down.
Bombers. 3 minutes and 2 timeouts to work with. Up to the sidelines. Okay, takes it, play action. He gets out of Levert, gets it away, and that was a very good play by Brogan Mackay. He gets out of one sack, and before the rest of the Cardinals come to clean up, he just throws it. He's still in the pocket, but he throws it just where no one's going to get it, but in the direction of a receiver to throw it away.
Well, and not too many people are quick enough to get away from Levert Jarman. As you said, Jarman had 18 tackles last week against LaSalle.
3rd down and 8 from the 48.
Well, it's good pocket presence because you don't have to be super fast as a quarterback. You just have the footwork to kind of change the angle on the pass rusher. So Brogan Mackay takes that handoff. He takes the snap, hands it off. And that was
Jarman made the initial contact.
Stephen Napier with the carry.
Stephen Napier.
Wait.
By number 11.
Cardinals.
There's a stop for the Colerain Cardinals. Is going to bring the punting team.
4th and 8. Ball on the
4th and 8. Max Clare.
You've got a backup quarterback as your punter.
Well, Max Clare is also their starting tight end. So it's not the time or place to fake it up 35 points, but normal circumstances would be a great place to fake it, but I doubt that they're going to do it. Foster back to return the punt for the Cardinals. Clare, that was a great special teams play. Max Clare kicks it away, and that one will roll into the end zone, touchback.
There is a flag with that ball bouncing around.
Now there's some sort of blocking call, I think, on
Penalty
the
flag on the play.
play.
Did they get a lineman downfield too far? He kind of scrambled, and did the line release too early?
I would think they would kind of have it set up where that wouldn't be a possibility because he clearly took it and was holding it as long as possible.
It's a holding call against Colerain.
Yeah.
On a
I mean, when you hold the ball that long, it doesn't get kicked off and get on the rush.
You can get guys releasing down early on that,
Yeah.
but yeah, it looked like he almost, if there was nobody rushing there, we've seen it before from Colerain that punter has got that option, but you know what? He got a great kickoff too. Did that ball get into the end zone?
It did. It's a touchback.
So interesting where they're going to spot the ball. You know, it's an offensive holding. The holding is being called against the Bombers.
It's not often the coverage team gets called for holding, but
I guess he wasn't
Oh, yeah,
allowing
Xavier,
with that ball bouncing around, maybe he grabbed a hold of the return guy and wouldn't let him get to the ball. How do you spot this? Is it a spot foul from when the holding, or does the Colerain just get the ball at the 20?
or and there's a penalty applied to the play, so they'd have to re-kick. But
Yeah.
the way that play handled, do you want him to re-kick it? Because he might pin you in deep in your own territory.
You know what? I don't know if I've ever seen holding on the coverage team, so I don't really know. Or is it looks like they're marking it
gonna
off from
apply
the 20?
yeah, they're just going to apply the 10 yards from the 20-yard line. And I appreciate that there's procedures for everything, but I always found it funny when there's plays like this, when the ball's clearly at the 20-yard line, that they still step it off. Like, it's a 10-yard penalty off a touchback, so the ball's at the 20, 10 yards,
It'll be
just put it
first
on the
down and
30.
10 for the
There's still a
Cardinals on the
referee there
30.
that's going to walk the 10 yards every time.
Well, he knows the camera's on, so putting
Yeah.
on a show.
Not even about that. So the Cardinals will come out. Shotgun 2, 41 to work with 2 timeouts. Jennings takes the snap, looks immediately, finds Amir Shannon in the flat, steps back, ball knocked away, but it'll roll out of bounds.
You know, Cardinals can't get out of our own way. A perfectly thrown pass, nice run, and at first contact, the ball is kicked out of his hands, and he loses yardage on
He
the
had
fumble.
the first down, and then he did.
So a good pass. Shannon makes a good catch,
Ball
turns it
number
up,
his hand,
makes a cut, and a great
number
punch out
7.
from behind. Doesn't seem him coming. And that ball
Second
takes a
down and 3 on the
Bombers
37.
roll, but it is positive yards, 7 yards on that carry, on that pass reception.
Jennings takes looks, sets up, throws deep. He had a wheel route, and it's going to fall incomplete. And again, that's a young receiver. Just got to learn to run through that. I mean, he got tripped up, but that's a sophomore going against a senior
Intended
DB.
receiver
Yeah,
was
DB
Colerain.
didn't initiate contact, didn't do anything. He's just running with him.
Third down and 3
And your
on the
receiver just
37.
can't
Well,
work through it.
and I think, too, the young receiver mind, it's a play called his direction, probably a little bit excited that he knows the ball's coming to him.
So Cardinals under center now. Handoff, Shannon takes it, trying to find some space, breaks one tackle, can't break another, and is going to lose about a yard on the play. And you can see from here, St. X.
A timeout is being called by
Ball
St.
carrier
X.
for
St. X trying to
Colerain,
preserve as
number
much
2,
time,
Shannon.
trying to put another
Brought
score
down
on
by
here late.
Bombers,
But you
number
could
3,
see the
Pepper.
defense, as soon as they saw that motion, the entire secondary was jumping to the
Timeout,
right side of that,
Xavier.
right side of the Cardinals, and there
Yeah.
was really nowhere for Shannon to go.
One thing about a Steve Speck coach team and defense, they've played Colerain enough. They know tendencies. You know, you're going to beat them with the option. The option's going to open up holes and all that, but St. X is always going to be in the right spot. Whether you're going to get it, they're going to make the play or not, you know, may not happen, but they will be in the right area.
So the Cardinals had that first down, the ball punched out.
It just seems one or two things every drive they have some type of either mental or physical mistake. They just can't get out of their own way. But you got to give, you know, this is the defending state champions.
This is the team that's number
with
one.
16,
unanimous number one team in the state. So
16 returning starters from the state championship team.
pretty much everyone of significance except
Their star linebacker.
Their star linebacker that went to Division I, their star nose tackle that went to Division I, and their star receiver went to Penn State. It's Cardinals punt formation. Back to Weldon. It's been an adventure so far. Weldon just gets it off. This one will be fielded by Luke Veransky.
Did he fair catch it?
He did fair catch this one.
Receiver of the punt
He'll
for
receive it at about his own 39, 38-yard line. So 2:15 to work with to the Bombers and one timeout. They'll try to add another score here before the end of the half.
Left in the second quarter.
You know, we used to see this a lot back in the Colerain heydays. A lot of people complain, you know, why are they throwing the ball with 2 minutes left, up this many scores? But I think Coach Combs and Coach Bolden both kind of had the same approach on offense. We're going to score as much as we can at halftime. We're not going to take the foot off the gas until second half.
This is the perfect time for the Bombers to work on their 2-minute offense here. It's Brogan Mackay sends a man in motion. He's going to look, set up, jailbreak screen to the left.
Oh, nice play.
And a nice play down the sidelines. Number 17, Jay Farrar, takes it and gets into the Cardinal territory.
That's a good play call to challenge this young sophomores in the defensive backs. Send a guy in motion. Everybody left. Release a couple offensive linemen and run the screen. Well executed.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Stretch play to the left. Gets about 4 yards, but he doesn't get out of bounds, and the Cardinals contain him to a minimal gain. 4 or 5 yards, but still. Clock will run, but the Bombers, I think, feel comfortable running at pace. Probably already have 2 plays called. And they do. Quickly to the line. 5 wide. Brogan Mackay looks to the sideline. Sends a man in motion. And they're going to have Ford to the right now. He's going to roll that way, find a man, sit, and overshoots him. The intended receiver, Jimmy Ryan, just outside. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Bombers.
Yeah, really didn't get his feet set right there. Was throwing on the run and really didn't plant. Overthrew the wide receiver, had no chance to receive that. But it does stop the clock with 1:30.
And they're just going to hand it off, try to find some space, and the Cardinals stiffen up. Who is that to make the play? MJ Flower. Nope. Who is that?
47.
47, Cam Robinson makes the play.
4th down and 3.
Yeah, you couldn't even see him. He had 2 blockers in front of him and drove through the blockers, and the blockers in and took the running back down. Took all 3 of them down.
So 4th and 3. Bombers are going to go for it here. Just over a minute to play. Man in motion to the right. Going to go backside. Same play they ran before. And again, they'll pick up enough for the 1st down.
Pass to number 13, Jimmy Ryan.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That play was successful on 1st down and successful on 4th down.
Gets it inside the 30-yard line to the 25, 26-yard line. Clock stops. It'll change reset. Brogan Mackay takes it, looks. He's going to go underneath right at the sticks. Just a pretty route and throw. Mackay to Jimmy Ryan.
Yeah, stops the clock when he steps out of bounds.
Timeout, Colerain.
Timeout for the Cardinals as they try to get some fresh bodies reset on that defense.
In the 4th quarter, Pinkerton Central 14, Elder 10. In the 2nd quarter, Northwest 20, Indian Hill nothing.
So interesting. Still 45 seconds is a lot of time. They have a timeout left. And when you're outside the 10 and with as many weapons you got, you can afford a run here. I wouldn't be surprised as maybe an RPO, a quarterback draw. The screens have been effective.
Even if it's not a designed RPO, just something to reset the secondary, because we've seen here early in the season this is a very, very young secondary without your senior leader Kenny Willis. You got a couple sophomores, a junior back there, and a 1st-year starter on the other side. If you can kind of get that play action one way, we've seen it been successful play action one way.
Well,
get the secondary all crossed up on who's guarding who.
You've got McFarland has been out. This is normally when you'd see him in that post pattern.
Or you're going to see the slant underneath. Step back, and there it is. Touchdown, Bombers.
The safety absolutely stopped running and went against the short man and made that look a lot easier than it should have been.
There's a touchdown pass to number 88, Joey Wassler.
On for the extra point for Xavier.
And look, this time we get everyone concerned about that trips to the one side. You come back, you got one-on-one the other side. And run the slant.
Two guys chased the slant and left that.
Or chased the guy on the outside. The slant comes right underneath. Snap is back, kick is up, and kick is good with 41 seconds to play in the first half. It's the Cardinals trailing the Bombers 42-0.
The Bombers 42, the Cardinals nothing.
Yeah, little miscommunication. The safety goes over to help the cornerback on the out route and completely left the tight end who was flanked out there on that slant just absolutely by himself.
So Roe Miller for the 7th time here in the first half will set to kick off.
Back to receive for the Cardinals, number 3, Aaron Foster. And number 24, Jason Young.
Is that the deepest setback for a kicker? Run up?
It's a pretty deep as Roe Miller gets the head start. And he doesn't run the full speed the whole time, so it's interesting why he goes back there.
Hey, very consistent with his kicks, though. So
Jason Young breaks one tackle. Can't break the other 6 that are coming at him. And he gets it back to the 20-yard line.
Colerain, number 24, Jason Young.
As we watch a replay of the return, nice coverage, number 41 from the Bombers. Andrew Monzel had him stop and slippery, slips past him. Gets out to the 20-yard line. So don't expect anything other than just a straight handoff from the Colerain Cardinals.
Or they run the Fumblerooski. And motion, nope, it's going to be a handoff, MJ. Nope, Zay Jennings going to keep it. Lose about, nope.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line of scrimmage. And
no, he did hand that off, Brandon. We watching the replay there.
There was Flowers.
Yeah, just such great penetration by the defensive line. Kind of get lost in the middle there.
And they'll let the clock expire. And after 1.5 a play here at Colerain High School, it's the St. Xavier Bombers 42, the Colerain Cardinals 0.
I'm Archie Griffin. Whatever the sport, wherever it's played, there's one thing that student athletes, coaches, and fans can all share: sportsmanship. The Ohio High School Athletic Association's Respect the Game campaign reminds us that school sports are about so much more than wins and losses. On behalf of the OHSAA, let's all do our part to make school sports a fun, positive, and rewarding experience that student athletes will remember for a lifetime. Every game, every time, let's all respect the game.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Ohio. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The second selection is another 80s hit written and performed by Paul Simon. Here is You Can Call Me Al.
Hi, I'm Nick Foligno of the Columbus Blue Jackets. From the youth leagues all the way up to the NHL, sportsmanship is one thing that we can all have in common. The thrill of competing is great, but how we compete is important. Sports can teach kids so many more lessons than just winning and losing, and we can all make this experience a positive one that builds character and makes memories that last a lifetime. In the stands and on the ice, we can all do our part to make this a great event. Together, let's all respect the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
And welcome back to Colerain High School here at halftime. It's the Colerain Cardinals trailing the St. Xavier Bombers 42-0. And it's been all Bombers here in the first half.
Yeah, that goes without saying. Colerain, for negative yards, really struggling. This young sophomore-driven team is just being overmanned, overpowered, overspeed, and overcoached at this moment. Really can't get out of their own way. I've said it earlier. They start to move the ball, then some type of mental blunder, physical blunder, and they dig themselves a hole, which they haven't been able to get out of. And St. X does what St. X does. They're capitalizing on the Colerain mistakes. They're running very simple football. They're calling the right play at the right time, and they're executing. And that's how we get here. Very
simple on special teams and defense. Super complicated in offense. Those route trees are just on a different level than a normal high school, and against a secondary just this young. There's been they obviously exploited something there that the defenders multiple times just aren't guarding the right person, and it's by design of the offense. It's just well executed, well designed plays. Now, Cardinals did the Bombers deferred to the second half, and they have chosen to receive. Although the captain for the Bombers was their kicker, so sometimes the kicker might want to get more plays.
Kicking off for the Cardinals.
In jest,
Number 9,
with the Cardinals, Alex Young to kick off for the Cardinals. Now, by Ohio High School Athletic Association rules, the difference of 30 points here dictates that here in the second half we will have a running clock, so the clock will continue to run except for at change of possessions and the end of quarters and timeouts.
And injuries.
Young kicks, and it'll be fielded by no one, and then on the bounce, about the 5, Cardinals initially had him still on his feet. It gets it just across the 20-yard line. There'll be a flag on the play.
That was just an odd play from begin with. That ball had a lot of hang time, and nobody from St. Xavier wanted to cover it. The up blocker looked back, and it bounced between him and the return man. Luckily, he got a nice bounce right to his hands, but it really kind of threw off really the timing of the play. Colerain takes advantage of it.
Young, not the longest kick, but it is high, and then he puts it in a spot where no one is. Alex Young, not Alex Young, the kicker from the 2000s for Colerain Cardinals. It's a way back reference.
Alex Young, who I believe kicked for Air Force?
Navy, Army. Actually, you know what? It wasn't Alex Young. That was his brother. It was like Nick Young or something. No, what? Adam Young.
Adam Young, yep.
Alex was his brother.
Bombers going to take over the deepest field position at their own 7.
Handoff. Finding some space, but not able to get that to the outside. Out of bounds.
Number 40,
Stephen Napier can't get to the edge. It'll be second down. We're going to switch a quarterback into the game. Number 12, Kyle Tressler.
Also number 30, Nathan Fry. 2nd and 10.
And
a little bit of movement, but
yep.
Is that Levert Jarman?
Yep.
Haven't called his name too much tonight. Star player here at linebacker for Colerain Carter. Get a little bit head start right there. Kind of got lucky. He didn't get a little another flag for a little bumping of the quarterback.
And I think really by design, Jarman has been taken out. The Cardinals have really, you know what? If you have a speed rusher, you know what? Mackay did a good job of stepping up. They did a good job of rolling away, and really getting the ball out before the pressure could be applied. Tressler takes the snap, looks to throw. He steps up, and another.
He's offsides again. So offsides, 5-yard penalty, 2 offsides, 2 5-yard penalties. It's a first down for the Bombers, isn't it?
Again, no.
No?
No, I was going to say, again, there is no stoppage of time. So the Bombers have run one play, and 3 minutes has already come off the clock. Tressler.
Well, watch the replay.
And another one.
So I guess he's kind of trying to change the, or guess the cadence, and he's guessed 3 times in a row wrong. Kind of a little frustration on his part.
First and 5.
Going to be taken out, a little talking to by the coaching staff.
See, Tressler takes the snap, hands it off to Napier, trying to find some space on the edge. He's going to not pick up the first. He's going to pick up enough of the first down, but a flag's going to bring it back. And you can just see Coach Cutright coming over Jarman, and there's just a Jarman 3 straight offsides, and I think that was less to do, I think, with those 3 plays and just the outburst of the first half. I think the frustration mounted. You see Cutright didn't really come to the sidelines and yell at him. Cutright understood where he was coming from, and then it's one of those.
He's one of your senior leaders. It would just make a little eye contact because, hey, you're better than that.
Yeah, but it was also a teachable thing where he knows exactly. He's feeling the same thing that Jarman is, but he's not. He kind of got to contain himself, so it's a penalty will negate the first down. And the Cardinals make the tackle. Right at the line of scrimmage, another quarterback change. Kyle Fitzgerald now in. He hands it off to Brennan Bracewilt.
Number 11, Folsom.
Folsom with the tackle for the Cardinals.
Into your third quarterback, and he's a junior. That's how deep this team is.
Well, if you're at X, you're the third string quarterback as a junior. You're just on the team to be a part of the team. I hate to say it. And which is good. You need scout players. It's the thing that happened in the past is we get a stoppage in play because
the referee has taken the quarterback out for some type. He pointed out to some type of equipment issue again. His knee pads were not pulled down.
We're in a running clock, and this referee again for about the 4th time today needs to. So we get a substitution throw. There by Tressler goes errant.
Intended for Tyler Nicholson.
But again, we say, your third quarterback at St. X, you're probably not going to ever start, but you need
7.
those type of kids on a program like that
21.
because they're the kids that stick around and make your whole team better because they're playing hard, they're playing scout, and maybe they have that one chance to shine here on Friday night, maybe in a substitution situation. So trips to the left, handoff up the middle. Not there. Enough for the first down. So there will be a choice here for the Cardinals. Do you take the penalty, push them back, or do you just take the down and make it 4th down?
The referee enjoys another one of his flags.
German.
I love the replay guys got in tight on that referee. And he had a nice grin on his face there.
Surprised that they didn't decline that penalty. Yeah, they're declining that penalty. Make it 4th down. Yeah.
Third down and 15 from the 23.
Yeah. It's a confusion.
3rd and 5.
After I think both teams are confused because the Cardinals are like, no, we're going to decline that penalty and make it.
The referees didn't want them to decline it,
for some reason.
But it's the team's choice.
Back to punt for Xavier. Number 96.
Foster's going to be back for the Colerain Cardinals.
Snap is back, kick is away. And that's just going to get a St. X roll. And nothing really Foster can do. It didn't take any sort of bounce where you can kind of take it on the run. It kind of bounced and never got more than about 6 inches off the ground.
Didn't have a lot of height. Wouldn't really kick that well, but the outcome is everything you'd ask. Probably close to about a 45-yard kick with no return.
Giving an update on some other scores going in and around the tri-state area right now.
So the Colerain Cardinals going to have decent field position. They're going to start at their own 27. Running clock down to 5:10.
Centerville 9, and at the half, Kings 24, Sycamore 12.
Jennings under center. Jennings keeps it, gets some space to the outside. He did not get the block, but he breaks a tackle, makes the man miss, stays on his feet and out of bounds. And if Zay Jennings gets any sort of block out there on the edge, he's got chased down for 6 points. But as it's that, he has to make the play himself.
Yeah, makes one man miss, but the defensive tackle does a good job on his cutback. Really doesn't let him get loose. Almost a complete substitution. Fresh 11 for the Xavier Bombers on defense.
Handoff, cutback on the counter. A couple yards there for Jay Moore on the carry.
Ball carrier for Colerain. Taken down by
we've seen this counter a whole bunch of times. Bread and butter from the Colerain Cardinals. Needs a little bit more of a crease, but positive yards, picks up 3. Lots of substitutions here for the Colerain Cardinals. One of the offensive linemen coming out limping. I believe that's Ed Lockwood.
High formation for the Cardinals. Quick pass outside. Little bubble screen, and where is he officially going to be marked down? Is going to be marked down at the 48, so just about a 1 yard gain.
Jay Moore.
Jay Moore with the catch.
Pushed out of bounds by Bombers number 35, Myers.
So this will bring him a 3rd down and 5.
35 on the 48.
Jennings now in the shotgun. He's just going to take it and go student body left and going to get sniped through.
Needed 5, got 6. Does a good job. Just gets all of his running backs here behind him.
Because he gets no blocking on the perimeter. He finds just enough space to pick up the first down.
On the 46.
A decisive run, though. Just a sophomore, getting his first year starting. Shows a lot of athleticism in that play. And the referee has got another uniform issue. You've got to be kidding.
Yep, another.
We don't know what that call was, but the
motion pitch outside. Shannon keeps it, tucks it up, and gets about 3-4 yards on the carry.
Amir Shannon, number 2, the ball carrier for the Cardinals.
And that one's obvious. As that one comes off, we know he has to come out. For Shannon gets about officially 5, but Cardinals really doing a poor job right now of getting those blocks on the perimeter. Just nothing really there. It's been up to the ball carrier to really make his own play on the edge.
Well, give credit to the St. X defense. They've always had defensive backs that really work hard to get off the blocks on the outside. Coley's always giving them fits.
Counter, Shannon. Nothing there, but he steps up, finds some space, and he picks up a first down.
Yeah, that pocket completely collapsed, and he stopped his momentum, but kept his feet going. We watched a replay there, just kind of his little pocket, and then the crease opens up.
And also Joe Nelson.
Good patient running.
1st and 10 on the 32 for the Cardinals.
That takes it all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Step back, another quick bubble screen to the outside. Can't make anyone miss, but he might pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
From Jennings to Shannon for the Cardinals.
Shannon picks up positive yardage.
Yeah.
Taken down by
Call this
Xavier,
almost a long
number
handoff.
6.
Get your athletes out in space. Good block up front.
Colerain.
Yep, that's one where you got, okay, we got one
Also
blocker and
number
one guy's
37,
got to make a
Joe
man
Nelson.
miss. Shannon at least goes forward and picks up positive yardage. But again, running clock here with the score as it is. So that would be the final play of the
At the end
third
of the
quarter
third
after
quarter,
3 quarters of
St.
play here at
Xavier
Colerain High
Bombers
School. It's the
42,
St.
the
Xavier
Colerain
Bombers
Cardinals nothing.
42, the Colerain Cardinals 0.
You know, it's just nice to finish in this game. We had about an hour and a half lightning delay, had a little bit of rain. Thanks to all of our volunteers here from Waycross Community Media. You guys have been outside uncovering and covering up your equipment, but you stuck with us and the rain stuck away. We got one more quarter to get through, but thanks for all you guys for helping us promote and showcase our student athletes here at Colerain High School.
So flip the field. Cardinals will have it second and about 6.5. As you get to see one of our volunteers.
Oh, there we go. See, you give these guys one compliment, and that's all it takes. Goes right to his head. Nice shirt, Henry.
Handoff, fullback, Flowers forward. He'll pick up about 2-3 yards.
Yeah, Colerain not doing anything fancy at this point.
MJ Flowers.
And which is good too. Go back to your bread and butter. It's what you need to work on. Kind of look at this second half as getting better for next week.
3rd and 4 on the 26.
3rd down and 4.
Jennings takes it, steps one way, goes the other. Going to try to find some blockers. He's got one behind.
See ya.
Flowers down the sidelines. Jennings dove. Did he get in? They're going to call him out of the one.
Jennings, the ball carrier for the Cardinals.
And Jay Jennings using speed and shows what happens when he gets him perimeter blocking.
Well, he gets to the corner here. Kind of a quarterback counter. Good block on the outside. That Flowers racing him to the corner.
First and goal from the 1-yard line for Colerain.
Great touchdown saving tackle. P.J. McGulkin.
Jennings keeps it quarterback sneaking. He's not going to get in.
The one thing about a quarterback sneak, kind of catches everybody off guard, but Colerain doesn't have the traditional Colerain offensive line, not of a lot of beef upside, so really didn't get a push, and a great push up front by 98, Anthony Morris.
2nd down and goal.
You know, even when they get to the second team, they still got some big boys up there at St. X offensive line. And the biggest one's at nose tackle right now. We don't have height and weights on the program we were given. But
99 Laval Trimble.
it's 98.
And the handoff, not going to get in, so it'll be 3rd and goal again.
Jennings, the ball carrier for Colerain.
Can't get in.
Needed a half yard, got a quarter.
Just another quarterback sneak, and he just got undercut before he can get in. Interesting, we really haven't seen it until now. Get some Levert Jarman in there as a lead, an extra tight end. Handoff, fullback in for 6 points and a touchdown for the Cardinals. MJ Flowers with a touchdown.
You gotta like this student section, these cheerleaders, these fans. Hey, it hasn't been a pretty game to watch, but they've stuck around and they're really supporting the Cardinals on that 4th quarter touchdowns. Good to see the support for the Colerain Cardinals.
Well, for the first time this evening, Cardinals line up for the extra point.
Number 90.
Alex Jung. Kick is up. Kick is good. With 9:06 to play. The Cardinals get on the board. It's now St. X 42, the Colerain Cardinals 7.
The Bombers 42. Colerain 7.
So even with that score, they're down by more than 30 again. So we continue once we get going with the running clock, 9:06 left to play.
For all the latest information, photos, and videos of all Colerain athletics, be sure to visit our website at www.wearecolerain.com. Also, please consider joining the boosters and helping all the student
So,
organizations.
with 9:06 to
Colerain
play,
High School.
now the clock does stop with the touchdown.
Very easy.
And
Again,
start
just
with
visit
your
the website,
change possession. So the clock will start as soon as the Bombers receive the kick.
Thank you for your support.
And then, or start snapping on first down if they don't receive the kick, and it goes out of bounds or for a touchback. The clock again.
Receiving for the Bombers, number 19, Robert Houston.
Now scoring first after
Also
half,
number 22,
halftime
Tyler
change of
Rivers.
momentum. Some circumstances that may be a spot for an onside
Kicking off
kick
for
here.
your Cardinals.
Not in this game.
No, I don't see it.
Number 9.
I tried to
Cardinals
stretch
doing
it
it.
as a fake punt joke. It did not work. I apologize. I knew it was going to fail immediately. Alex Young back to kick. And it's away. Fielded about the 5-yard line by the Bombers. They find some space, and it's a foot race down the sideline.
Kicker got him.
And Alex Young pushes out
Kick
Robert
return
Houston.
for X by
Not
number
before he
19,
gets
Robert
it deep
Houston.
in the
Pushed out of
Cardinal
bounds
territory.
by
They'll
number
start their
90
drive here in the
for
fourth
Colerain,
quarter
Alex Young.
at the Cardinal 27-yard line.
Said it before, say it again. St. X will play special teams. You've got to stop them. You might not get when you've got a team that's this deep. You get your shot on special teams. You're not holding anything back. You get the ball, you're gonna go. You're gonna give everything you got because it's your time to shine. And I think the number of players on the team and the depth, and having specialty players on the special teams.
Napier hitting the backfield and number
Ball clear for
45.
X. Number
40
40,
Cardinals.
Stephen Napier. Brought down by Cardinals.
with the
Number
tackle.
45, Love.
Tay
Second down
Love
and
with the
13.
tackle.
Ball on the 31.
Loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, both teams, even the Colerain defense, lots of substitutions. Maybe a preview of what we're going to see tomorrow morning for the JV game.
And quarterback keeper, Kyle Fitzgerald for no gain.
Ball carrier number 9 for X.
Switch quarterbacks on third down. Kyle Tressler back in.
Penalty flag.
False
On the
start. Penalty this time on the
to all the
Bombers.
spectators to let you know at the art concession stand, glasses and a key were found at the concession stand. So if you're missing a key and glasses, they'll have it for you
now
at the
be-
concession stand. Again, if you're missing a key or your glasses, go to the concession stand. Thank you.
Tressler. 4 wide plus a tight end, empty backfield. Takes it. He's under duress. And he'll be sacked from behind. Number 12, Josiah Booker.
Yeah, Booker's coming weak
Tressler,
side,
the ball carrier
stays
for the
persistent,
Bombers.
chases him down from
Brought
behind.
down by Cardinals, number 12, Booker.
So bring up a fourth down. Got a different punter
Fourth
out
down,
there.
18. Number 36.
Matthias Clark is listed as 96, but he is a D lineman, so we'll go with Matthias Clark with this roster provided. Knack is back, kick is away, and it just gets into the end zone. Manny Keeling was
Touchdown.
there, but couldn't catch it on the
The ball
bounce
kick
before it
for
went in the
the
end
And
zone.
Cardinals.
Colerain had no returner back
96,
there. They were
Clark.
going to let him kick it into the end zone. So he had an open field to do whatever he wanted.
First and
got a
10
little
for
too
your
much of it.
Cardinals at the 20.
5:38 to play, running clock still in play here, but it will stop with the change of possession.
I'd like to take a moment to
Interesting
thank our new
to see what
corporate
Colerain
sponsors,
does here. Are you going to have your first team come out here? Are you going to throw in some of your second team? You've already picked up one score.
I think they are
Backup
so
quarterbacks in.
young on offense. You got to keep some of them there.
Yeah, they've got a few of them in, a few substitutions on the offensive line, and the backup quarterback is now in the ball game.
Bryce Drake now in at quarterback.
Bryce is a senior.
He will hand it off, and here's the thing, though. Your fullback is also a senior. Your backup fullback is Lavert German, and he's really wants to take out his defensive frustration here on offense. You can see it took 3 Bombers to take him down.
Well, running angry is what he does. He will commit to a play, hit the hole very quickly, and takes the linebacker. He initiates contact and drives the linebacker a little 3 yards after the carry. Second down and 4. Stressing the point of yards after contact.
Well, he still picked up 5, but then picked up about 2 or 3. He'll get the ball here again, and he snipes through. And I know he's your backup fullback, but he's clearly the best player on the field right now with both teams with lots of backups. He's just a hand tackle away here from breaking one.
And if you look at him, his natural build, he looks more like a running back than he does a linebacker. A little undersized for a linebacker, but makes up for it with just great speed and determination.
We're going to break here. Flowers will check back in. So we're under 4 to play now. Handoff on the counter. Spinning off. And nearly a broken big play for Mikhail Satterwhite.
Yeah, Satterwhite got outside and just a little bit of contact with that outside linebacker. If he keeps his feet, he's got a lot of field to work with.
But if he also looks up, he cuts it inside of his block. He's got even a big gain as well. So second and about 7. Step back, throw to Satterwhite in the flat. Off the bubble screen, he's going to pick up about 4 yards and make it about 3rd and 1, maybe a long 2. Or excuse me, about 3rd and 2, maybe, or 3rd and 2, maybe a long 1.
Students, we wanted to remind you to make arrangements now for your rides home after the game. So, again, a reminder to the spectators of the students here tonight to please now make
So running clock takes us down to 2:40 left to play. 3rd down.
I'm not going to officially call it 2. Although last week from LaSalle, it was like they added an extra yard, it seemed like, on every down and distance. Both teams. Bryce Drake now. And it'll be a handoff up the middle, still on his feet. I don't think the fullback ever went down, but he's laying on top of defenders with people laying on top of him. Flowers picks up the first down.
Colerain's ball carrier, Flowers.
So taking it all the way down to midfield.
First and 10 on the 50 for Cardinals.
Another counter play, cut back up the middle. Jay Moore with a minimal gain.
Kind of blown up for the beginning, hides behind his offensive line. Does a great job. There's nothing there. Runs through initial contact and keeps his feet rolling. That hole closed up as quickly as it opened.
Ball at the 48.
One minute to play. Little pitch out, trying to find some space. That'll be a Cardinal first down.
I tell you, lots of quickness right there. Is that Satterwhite again? No,
That's Jay Moore.
Ball carrier for the Cardinals, Jay Moore.
Decisive cut, plants his foot, and goes straight ahead.
Organo.
Shows a little explosive step right there. See another sophomore? Jay Moore actually is a senior.
This probably will be the last play of the game with the running clock. In motion, takes the pitch. Jay Young cuts off the blocker, trying to find some space. Picks up about 5-6 yards.
Ball carrier for the Cardinals,
But
number 24, Jason Young.
doesn't matter if he goes out of bounds. This the running clock.
Knocked out
The
of
clock
bounds
will strike
by
0.
Xavier's number
And
25,
a final
Jack
here from
Gallagher.
Colerain High School. The St. Xavier Bombers with the
That's the end
defeat of the
tonight's
Colerain
game,
Cardinals,
ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you for being a part of the
42-7.
boys varsity football game.
I am
Opening
Brandon
night,
White
the
alongside
final score, the
Brian
Bombers
White.
42,
Thank you for
the
watching
Cardinals 7.
Colerain Cardinal
And
football
also to attention
all the
all
way across
spectators
community
per the
media.
GMC bylaw on Colerain High School policy. Spectators